Good morning. Are you sure you had breakfast today? Are you sure you had breakfast today? Not yet? Somehow? This is only the first presentation. You shouldn't be bored yet. Come on, let's try this again. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, give yourself a round of applause. I have an announcement to make this beautiful morning on behalf of Ahliauniversitybh and Brunel, but please don't kick me out of the program because of this. There is a prize of 5,000 Bahraini dinars and a ticket to Brunel for the student who will submit the most creative paper for the next symposium. Who will submit a paper? Raise your hands, please. Wow. Students, even employees want to submit papers. Amazing. So everyone likes to be rewarded, right? But the question is, does reward lead to creativity? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Maryam Hashem. I am a PhD candidate. Today I'll be presenting my paper, which is the role of rewards in enhancing employees' creativity. Starting by the presentation outline, we'll introduce some concepts, followed by presenting the gap in the literature, the research hypothesis, and then the proposed conceptual model. And now, if we want to define creativity, what is creativity? Who is a creative person? Creativity is the production of ideas. It's idea generation. Here I want to make a clear distinction that creativity is idea generation and not idea implementation. Otherwise, that would be innovation. Okay? Innovation happens at an organizational, at a team level. However, creativity, idea generation, happens on an individual level, which is intended for this research. The motivation, as the word suggests, motivation, it means being moved to do an activity. It could be either intrinsic or extrinsic. It could be that a student is writing a paper because it's interesting, it's amazing, it gives an amazing feeling of satisfaction, or a student is submitting a paper because of the 5,000 Bahraini dinars prize and the ticket to Brunel. Otherwise, it would be an extrinsic motivation. And then we have the concept of goal orientation. Goal orientation is a stable personality characteristics developed by Professor Carol Dweck, meaning people are of different kinds. A person could be mastery-oriented or performance-oriented. A student who is mastery-oriented is a student who will write a paper in order to master the skill of writing. A performance-oriented is someone who wants to write a paper because he or she wants to show superiority among others. I am the best. I am better than the rest. And then we have the locus of control. Locus of control means the perception of who is in control of events. Meaning, if I don't submit a paper for the symposium, it could be because I am lazy, or I did not have proper time management, internal locus of control, or I could say it's all because of Hassa. Where is Hassa? Hassa's outside. Because Hassa did not send an email 6 months before the symposium, that's why I did not submit. All because of the supervisor. Because the supervisor did not push me to submit, that's why I didn't do it. This would be external locus of control. And now, what is the case in the literature? What do we have in the literature? What is the current situation? What is the gap in the literature? Currently, there is a paradox of rewards, meaning Some scholars argue that rewards do lead to creativity. Other group of scholars argue that no. Rewards do not lead to creativity. And each group has a clear empirical evidence. So there is inconsistency. And then we have the use of moderators. The use of moderators, especially personality traits, is an under-researched area. Meaning, it could be because the inconsistent results of the relationship between rewards and creativity, it could be because people have different personalities. People have different perceptions. And this is an area that is under-researched. And then we have the use of intrinsic motivation as a mediator of the relationship. Only little research has demonstrated that motivation is mediated, that intrinsic motivation mediated effects of contextual factors on employees' creativity. So there is a need to test this kind of mediation. Okay. This is the proposed conceptual model. Those mutant boxes, I'll explain them now. And so if we talk about the first hypothesis, extrinsic rewards for creativity are expected to be positively related to employees' creativity. As clearly shown from the statement, I am supporting the group of scholars who think that rewards do lead to creativity. Why I'm doing this? What is my basis? Learned industrialist theory. According to this theory, if there is a clear statement for the participants that the intended performance is creative performance, that's why they will get a reward, then accordingly they will be more creative. Current studies in the literature, they show or they convey conventional performance, and there is no clear statement that the desired outcome is creative performance. Also, the studies that show the other way, which is extrinsic rewards negatively related to creativity, those are experimental studies, not survey-based studies like this study, and those are applied on students and not employees. Intrinsic motivation for creativity is expected to mediate the relationship between rewards and employees' creativity. A person who is intrinsically motivated, remember the definition, is a person who likes doing the task because it's enjoyable. So a person who enjoys doing a task is a person who is more likely to persist, more likely to try again and again and again, and this is what it takes to be creative. And this is based on the cognitive evaluation theory. And then we have the third hypothesis. We are starting with the moderators. Extrinsic rewards for creativity and goal orientations will interact such that employees with mastery goal orientation, remember mastery, a person who wants to master the skill, this person will exhibit lower creativity. Why do I have this hypothesis? Because a person who wants to master the skill, when given a reward, this reward will change the locus of causality from intrinsic to extrinsic, meaning that this person will no longer be creative because he or she wants to master the skill. There is an external factor, and this will lead to lower creativity. What about performance-oriented people? Do you remember? Performance-oriented person is someone who wants to show that he or she is superior. I am better than the rest. In this case, when a reward is given to this person, this reward will act as a symbol of superiority. And therefore, it is hypothesized that it would lead to higher creativity. Moving on to the next moderator, extrinsic rewards for creativity and locus of control. An employee who has an internal locus of control will exhibit higher creativity when a reward is given. Why is that? Because an employee who has an internal locus of control, this person believes that if it's to be, it's up to me. Okay? This person believes that he or she can do it because they have the control. And therefore, this person will be immune from the shift in locus of causality. And therefore, it is proposed that it would lead to higher creativity. Extrinsic rewards for creativity and locus of control will attract, for example, employees with an external locus of control will exhibit lower creativity. Why is that? Because of the cognitive evaluation theory. For people who are externals, means people who have external locus of control, this will mean that because of the cognitive evaluation theory, the reward will be considered as controller rather than informational for them. It will look like a carrot for them. And that's why this will mean they will exhibit lower creativity. Who wants to be rewarded? غيرتوا رأيكم بعد presentation? Amazing. This is for my presentation, and now the floor is open for any questions.